Uh, by the way, we won the Emmy for late night talk show host. No, wait, that was the actual John Oliver show. So, anywho, here we go. So, things we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about the U.S. election and what a gong show that is. Mask versus unmask. I don't know. I got nothing. We are not going to talk about the fact the U.S. border is closed for yet another month, which means I can't get coffee or chips or any good Halloween candy. I don't know why. We're associated with Britain. We should be able to get all the good Halloween candy in Canada with like twice the calories, twice the cream level. Come on, Roundtree, get it together. But yeah, the border's still closed till November 21. Or no, sorry, not. No, I'm spreading rumors till October 21. So we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about back to school and what a joyous, wonderful reaction we're hearing from people, including our very own Terry Spilsbury, managing and juggling schedules because it's like kids are in, kids are out, kids are in, kids are out. We don't know what's going on. It's all crazy. Masks are on, masks are off. We got bubbles. We don't have bubbles. I don't know. Thank God my kids are out of university. It's all good. By the way, if anybody needs a Kia, my son Joel just started a sales job a few weeks ago at the Kia West dealership on United. Here's a shameless plug. He's averaging a car a day. They're little cars, but they're cars, so that's cool. We're not going to talk about the massive Mothmageddon of 2020 because the year has not had enough. So we had to have the smoke show, we had to have Mothmageddon, we had to have the COVID, we had to have murder hornets. I don't know what else is going on. I forgot to add in that there's a snap election being called for the province of British Columbia. So in case you had nothing to do, please vote. All right. What if we could vote for the U.S. election? That'd be better. All right. We are going to talk briefly about that thing, that petulant child of COVID that refuses to go away. We are going to talk about what's happening in the province. We are going to talk a little bit about KW Command. Should have. Wow. Should. I can't talk. What's going on? Should have used the theme song Patience maybe today. We are going to talk about Mega Camp and how freaking awesome it was because it was awesome. But first, we're going to do some stats and congrats. And I want to talk about the cascade effect. We talked about this a few weeks ago. It's been a few weeks since I talked to you. We had Josh. I went on vacation. Sunshine Coast, no coverage. Fantastic place to go. No cell coverage, no Wi Fi at the Ruby Lake Resort. Shameless plug number 2. I highly recommend it. It's very relaxing when you can't do anything with electronic. We actually played backgammon. So, cascade effect, right after we taught ourselves how to play backgammon. So it starts with your listings taken. Before that, you can say it starts with your appointments and how much time you're spending on the phone and rolling with it. So your listings taken leads to listings taken volume. The one thing I love about this graph is every activity is followed by a dollar sign. It's weird. So when you take listings, you get a volume for that listing, and then you write a contract on that listing, and then you get a written contract volume with a dollar sign, and then you close the unit on that listing. You get closed units volume with a dollar sign, and then you sell that listing, and then you get listing sold volume with a dollar sign, and that's what you get paid commission on. So it's not the reverse. You don't start with commission and then go down. The action drives the revenue. It's weird. I know. I think it's new. It might also be in a book called no, I don't actually don't have it. Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I got shift. I don't have MRA behind me. Keep giving them away. All right, so let's get to some stats. How are we doing? We're doing pretty damn good. So the numbers, comparisons for the last month in August, a whole lot of green on the board. So 41% up in closed units, 49% up in closed sales volume, 126% in listings taken. You guys took 206 listings. Listings taken volume up 138%. Listings sold up 91%, listings sold volume up 106%. This is getting boring. These numbers are so big. Contracts written up 37%, contracts written volume up 42%, closed GCI up 52%, owner profit up 29%, and profit shares, that says up 28%, I think it is, behind the stop sharing button, which if I get rid of it, I don't know where to find it anywhere, and it makes me fumble at the end, so we leave it there. Year to date, we're still down on owner profit and profit share because we made some business decisions early in the year when the vid hit. Everything else is up. So we are actually on track. We're almost by the end of September, we'll probably be where we finished the year last year in a lot of categories. The categories that are highlighted in green are the all-time records that we've set. So for the first time ever, we cracked the $3 million in closed gross commission. Woo! Silent video call clap. Look, it's like an NFL game. No one's watching live. Amazing stadium in Las Vegas. Also, where we probably won't be live in February, but we're going to work on that. So the anything in green was a record that we set for all time within the brokerage, and of course, the closed GCI over $3 million is huge. The really cool one of the stats I didn't put in here is the percentage of paid on volume. Which was also a record, and the number of listings taken by agents, which was also a record, and the paid on volume per agent, which was also a record, and the GCI per agent, which was also a record. So what that means is that the revenue wasn't just coming from the big kahunas; it was coming from a whole lot of people, which is really really cool. That means more people are dipping their toe in the pool, taking listings, doing writing contracts, and all those things that help make you money. Please see previous slide. Okay. All right. Here's where we are. Those moths are everywhere. It's insane. You can't get rid of them. You open the door to let the dog out, and 19 moths come in, and then you got to catch them and let them go because it's not like you're a spider. So average price of home sold. If anybody's afraid of moths, you should run. Sorry. So average price home sold is up. This is off of IMS stats. Jane's walking around. She's doing that. Or it's Ken. Ken's walking around. Can only see your torso there, big guy. All right. Average home sold to ask ratio, definitely going back up. So 98.7% compared to previous month of 98.34. So just, it looks big, but it's only up a little bit. The average days on market is going down. So we're getting more money for houses, and they're selling them, and you're selling them faster. Yay! Be interested to see how this. I haven't compared how this looks to the rest of the industry. Well, actually, I have that on a slide too. I guess I did do that. But it'd be interesting to see in your niche market. By the way, if anybody has any ideas of information that we can get you on a weekly basis or a monthly basis that's more pertinent to your particular neighborhood of business, area of business, let me know so that we can start tailoring some stuff for you, because I'm going to go on assumption that most of you want the same information just for different places. So let's see how we can niche and own the market. So average days on market is going down. This is the start, the slide I was just talking about. So sold versus ask. So this is year to date. Oakland's ahead of us by 0.12% on sold versus ask, but a solid showing. And sold days on market, same thing, 30.4 versus 31. So you're in the running for the top. Productivity by units. This is where we win. So KW Elite on average 6.5 sales per agent, and we will post all these numbers in the magical world of the cloud. It'll be on the cloud because once it's in the cloud, it never goes away. And agent productivity by value. So $4.9 million per agent, which is pretty dang awesome, next to Remax, which is 4.6. And when you look at the stats, this is year to date. So this is our combined offices. So year to date IMS, and this is just IMS. So anything from MLS, it doesn't count pocket sales, doesn't count private listings, or all those weird little things that everybody likes to do. So this is 885 units year to date with Century 21 Coastal next, and then you can see all the way down to run. List and buy side is pretty even, which is pretty cool. So 458 on the list side, 427 on the buy side. The goal for your business should be a 50-50 split. We focus on the listings because you control the process for the listings. And Gary Keller wrote it in the big red book. So when Gary Keller says to do it, it's probably a good idea. I think he's doing okay. Just based on what he spent on command so far. There's a price tag. You guys should log in once in a while. It's a good idea. So yeah, sales volume is way up. We're behind in sales volume, comparably speaking. So we're selling more units and less prices, or at a lower price. Market share, 3.9%. It's always hovered between 3 and 6% on a huge month. It's weird. In other markets, you'll see that market centers dominate an area, and they'll have 20 to 25%. Like our goal as a market center, as a unit, is to get to 20%. We'd have to, I don't know, buy everybody below Remax there, I think, to get to 20%. But we're working on it. So keep those cards and letters coming. It'll be good. Good. All right. Congrats. Dang mods. Oh, so Naomi's going to send me the people who have joined, but there's been a whole bunch of people. I just don't have them here. But welcome.
Yeah.
Happy you're here.
In your email.
It's in my email. I can't go to my email. I'm presenting here. It's like your kid's walking in. Wow, weird. All right, we do have some cappers though, so that's pretty cool. I love it when the capper number goes up. We got Sonny, Rob, Carrie, you capped, yay! Jason Dryberg, Nicole, Janet, yay! Felicia, John, Kenny, Crystal App, Chris Payne, Melanie Thompson, Gaston, and Nikki and Craig Wiley with two L's. All right, nice. Uh, all caps. The reason why we get excited about caps, I was talking to somebody in the Surrey office the other day saying, you guys get really excited about to the point where you pay us money or we pay you money. We get excited about capping because after you cap, you get to keep 100% of your revenue. That's why we get excited about capping. Because when you look at it on a cost of sales basis, everything you sell above your cap, which by the way, if you're on a 70-30 split, equals $47,000 of gross commission. So please make more than $47,000 of gross commission. That's like a part-time job at Costco and they get benefits. So we want you to sell way above your cap, right? Because then you're keeping revenue. You can walk by my office, give me a raspberry, do that. Virtual raspberry. Don't spit. Probably a bad idea, actually. Yeah, virtual raspberry. And say, I sold a bunch of houses and I'm keeping 100%. Have a nice day. Please do. It's kind of fun when they do it. It's nice. Yeah, you're keeping 100% of your revenue. So for everybody who's on this list, this is not the time to back off. It's not the time to go to Mexico. Sorry, like you could. The Naomi's texting me now. I still can't read it, Naomi. Presenting. I'm on the screen. It's kind of a big deal. Dang it. I can see your face, too. It's funny. You're blushing. I forgot what I was going to say. So anyway, it's not the time to take the foot off the wheel. You can't go to Mexico anyway, so let's sell more houses. Just go crazy. Double down. Go nuts. Woohoo! Play with smart plans. Start talking to your database. All kinds of things you can do to keep that cascading effect going. All right. The August Home Run Club. We keep... here's the one thing that is consistent with 2020. On the positive side, we're going to focus on the good stuff. So with 2020, we keep setting records and then we keep breaking records. So I don't want to say that we should create another pandemic next year, but apparently it's okay for business. That's probably wrong. Probably delete that from the recording. But for whatever reason, we are more focused on generating revenue. More people are buying selling houses than we ever have in the history of the organization. So this is a pretty good story, which means you're taking advantage of an opportunity, not in a bad way. So 67 people are in the Home Run Club. There was 58 last month. So read the names. And we're talking agents who are brand new in the business. We're talking veterans. Matt Bastian is finally going to sell something. That's nice. Give him a hard time. He's not on the call. Yeah, so if you're on the list, congratulations. You're doing the things that are going to help drive revenue in your business. Yay! It's like being a real estate agent. Neat. Cool. Managing your sales funnel, getting back into business. So the more people on this list, I'd love to see 328 agents on this list. Honestly, because that means that you're going to get a paycheck in 30 to 60 days. Right? Cool. All righty. Top teams, top individuals, elite awards for August, written volume. Number 1, Mr. Breckold. Number 2, JP. Good job. Number 3, Seema Sood. Number 4, Felicia. Number 5, Mr. Ahmad Bra. Just fun to say. So top teams, the Uber team, Beth Mackay number 2, Lap Real Estate Group, Crystal Lap and crew, the Nikki and Brian team, also the most creatively named team in the entire real estate industry, Nikki and Brian team, and the Mazar Marshall Group. And by the way, Forrest Marshall owes me $1 because I finally got that sticker off his door in the Maple Ridge office. You're welcome. Razor blades. Who knew? Top groups, the McNabbs, Partners Marketing Group number 2, Garbin Duma number 3, Synergy Real Estate Group, and then Market Real Estate Group. So congratulations to all the guys for writing volume. We celebrate that because written volume is future revenue, right? Right. Because everything closes. Top individuals for the month. So listings taken volume. John Paul again, Seema, Renee, Sunny, and Aman. So we got some new names on the board there, which is really cool. Top teams, the Omni Real Estate Group, Beth Mackay. Josh, broke a toe. Everybody's doing good on that team, by the way. They're all getting healthy again. So we had Josh tested, but not for COVID, just for, tested. He was getting kind of twitchy. The Hubert team, the Bastion Group, and the Sunny Brar and Associates, the number 5 spot. Top groups, the Partners Marketing Group, Garbin Duma team, the McNabbs, Kelly Fry team, and 6th Avenue Associates. Akash and crew. And Moss. Top individuals for listing sold volume. Mr. Breckold, Hiroshi Kubota. It was his birthday last week. He turned 14. Is Hiroshi 14 now? I think. Felicia, Janet Helm, and Tom Harvey, young Mr. Harvey. And then top teams, Nikki and Brian team. Already said the joke. Huber team, Lap Real Estate Group, Team Aragon, which sounds like something from Lord of the Rings. There you go. Bath Mackay Real Estate Group, and top groups, Partners Marketing Group, Garvin Duma, just love reading these names over and over again. The McNabbs, Market Real Estate Group, and Pogue Real Estate, popping into the top five. On closed volume, we've got Rob, Felicia, Gaston, Mr. Leaf, and Devin. By the way, if you're looking for a referral for a house cleaning company, give Devin a call. She has a story for you. It's always good. You learn from everything, the good and the bad and the ugly. And this is probably more the other two parts than the first one. But anyway, top teams: the Uber team, Nikki and Brian, Team Aragon, the Lap Real Estate Group, Omni Real Estate Group, and then top groups versus teams. We should just change everybody's name so it matches their title. Garvin and Duma team, the McNabbs, Partners Marketing Group, the Real Estate Marketing Group, and Pogue Real Estate being attacked by Moz. And then, of course, for gross commission, money in the bank. How was everybody's profit share on the 21st, by the way? My wife is very happy because Nordstrom Rack just opened up and we got profit share. Quite a bit of it. I haven't seen any of it and I won't, but, happy wife. Happy life. So, top individuals, Mr. Breckold, Gaston Tremarco, Devin Ainsworth, woohoo, Janet Helm, and Julie Ramirez. Top teams, the Huber team, Nikki and Brian, Team Aragon, Lap Real Estate Group, Omni Real Estate Group, and then top groups, the Garbutt and Duma team, the McNabbs, the Partners Marketing Group, and Real Estate Marketing. The marketing real estate. Wow. No words. I've got nothing coming out of my face right now. Just fantastic. So glad we record these so I can listen to my verbal crapulence over and over again. And the Kelly Fry team at number five spot. So give them all a round of applause virtually. It's weird. Is it weird watching sports without audiences for anybody, without crowds? I think it is. It's just bizarre, especially if you're a Chiefs fan. Did I mention they won the Super Bowl? I mean, it's like our other weapon. The crowd, they're fantastic. So anyway, go find the opportunity, go find the motivated, go continue taking advantage of this market because we don't know what is in the future. We got thrown a curveball and we're bouncing with it this year, which is amazing, which is awesome for you and your families, for the business. And it also means there's a lot of opportunity. If we take the foot off the gas, that opportunity goes away. So please make sure that you are leveraging yourself to the pick a euphemism. All right. We're going to talk about KW Command and DocuSign a little bit. All right. Good talk. So this is where I want to use the theme song of patience. So in conjunction with us rolling out Command, in conjunction with us rolling out a new signing authority with DocuSign, and you guys I'm hearing more and more from people going, yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Yeah, pretty simple. So in conjunction with that, what you don't see is the back end. So you don't see Naomi, Michaela, Cass, Jeanette, and crew. Jesse. What else did I leave out? Anyway, we'll get there. Danielle and Lucas. Yeah. So we're hiring more people to handle the influx because in conjunction with us rolling the new programs out, you guys are taking a record-setting amount of listings. Yay. We should have done this in March, maybe. I don't know. So the more you pay attention, the more you dive in and look at the resources that the office has provided you. The videos, there's some really good walkthrough videos on how to do your listings. Just make sure that you're checking all the boxes, literally, so that it's reducing the amount of calls that are coming into the office. Because every time we call, every time Michaela or somebody has to answer a call or check an email about where's my listing, where's this, it's stopping us from doing the job that you're asking us to do, which is a vicious cycle. So don't make us send the moths. We will send the moths after you. So be nice, be patient, send flowers, wine, and chocolate. Pretend it's Valentine's Day. It's all good because that was weird this year. All right, Mega Camp. Holy crap. I would ask who attended, but everybody's muted. So Mega Camp was a digital experience, and I know it was probably just me, but I was thinking, yeah, I've been on 37 Zoom calls this month, and my eyes are tired. Yeah. So I was actually walking into it expecting kind of the same thing. It was like a high-level production TV show. This thing was awesome. The rapid-fire interviews with agents, You got information from 9 different people on a panel, so you didn't have to listen to the boring person yap at you for too long a time. Uh, no distractions in the room. You can get the information, digest it, apply it. Phenomenal information from Gary Keller and Josh Team. For anybody who didn't realize the level of our association with Google and Facebook, if you don't get it now, you're with the right real estate company. Because when your partners are two of the biggest, we'll probably start, Amazon's next. I don't know. But two of the biggest names in social media and digital performance are associated with your company and helping you on the backbone of it. That's huge. That's massive. And I think that was a big takeaway for a lot of people going, holy crap, I had no idea how close that business tie was. When Google comes on and says, yeah, KW is the place you need to be, and Command is, yeah, for everything we think about Command, that's a little localized, maybe kind of some mini challenges that we could overcome, because when the head of Google goes, Command is the best thing on the market. That's got some credibility to it. So if you were registered for Mega Camp and maybe you had to, I don't know, get your nails done or pick the kids up at school and you missed some sessions, you can access that information. So you should have an email with the access codes to get that information for 60 days. We're kicking around the idea and doing some masterminds around some of the segments. So I'll get to you as soon as I figure that out. We'll get to you next week on that, just so we can make sure that we are leveraging this. There is an opportunity to sign up for Mega Camp again, because it's digital and it's recorded. We can do it again. So if anybody missed out and is hearing the feedback, going, "Holy crap, I really should have paid attention," then there's an opportunity for you to do that at the same low price of $119. Cool. So appreciate your feedback. Any stories, any testimonials you got, send them. Keep those cards and letters coming. That's twice I've used that. Weird. Bold is coming back on October 20th. Dun, 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 dun. Digital again. They've reformatted the program. So the first round was decent, to be honest. The first online virtual version of Bold was decent, but it was a lot of talking to you. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction, kind of like this. So we're looking at $79 versus $799 US. It's a live stream event, runs for 4 weeks. It's 2 hours, 2 days per week. Bold is designed to kick you in the butt and get you doing the things you need to do to launch your business. We already have a bunch of people who registered for Mega Camp and Bold at the same time. So for $80, if you get one nugget out of it, if it makes you make one more call, get one more listing, just one more commission check, that's more than going to pay for itself, right? Unless your commission checks are only $79. Need to teach you how to do math then. So anyway, it's a program that is just, it's an amazing program. I've taken it 4 times, not the virtual version, taken the virtual version once. But yeah, they're the same production quality that we saw in Mega Camp is being rolled into this Bold. Rolled into Bold. I don't want to oversold. Words. All right, so here's what else is happening. So we got the COVID thing going, right? So the COVID thing is kind of ramping back up, and everybody's starting to freak out. We have this weird. The fire alarm went off in the POCO office yesterday, and we saw this weird blend of daycare kids and COVID testing people, because that's the neighborhood we live in, right beside the welfare office. It's all good. Yeah. So, and we're still setting records. Apparently, it's not location anymore. So we're ramping back up. People are starting to get that freak out thing going on. So our goal is twofold. Number one, to protect you and our staff. You're the team, you're the family. We want to make sure you're all happy and healthy. So protect you and the staff and make sure that we get to stay in business. Because all it takes is that lovely Bonnie Henry to come on. I actually mean that, she's a lovely person. To come on TV and say, hey, we're shutting her back down. Giggity. And that's it. No more opens, no more, Christmas is canceled, that kind of stuff. Trick-or-treating may already be canceled. We don't know. Freaking me out. So yeah, the one time you can actually wear masks and get away with it. And they're going to cancel it. Weird. Wear your mask anyway. So here's some of the things we're doing in the offices. We still have the sanitization stats. And why I bring this up is because we do see some relaxing. We're all getting comfortable, right? We're all starting to get cozy again. We're showing back up at the offices on masks. But we've got kind of sanitization stations set up. We have the plexiglass shields installed. We stole them all from the sneeze protectors, the sneeze guards at Sizzler restaurants, because they don't need them anymore. So no, we got new ones. So there's plexiglass shields. So little things, when your clients are coming in, when someone's dropping off keys, ask them to be respectful, because you don't know if the person you're talking to is the person who's licking poles in subways or drinking bleach. Hopefully they're somewhere in the middle, right? But we have to be respectful of everybody's beliefs, whether you think this is scamdemic or whether you think this is, apocalypse now. So either way, everybody's view is important. So we're doing contact tracing. So we're taking names to make sure that that if something happens, we know how to get a hold of you. Limiting live attendance numbers still. So we ran an ALC meeting last Friday. We had 3 of us in the room, and it was weird. We didn't know how to do tech and talk at the same time. It was pretty funny, right, Naomi? Right. Open house procedures. So we did create open house procedures for our office. They're just recommendations, right? So scheduling the time. Sonny Brar has an amazing sign that he created for his open houses. And it's literally, for anybody who's been to a Bubba Gump restaurant, it's run, Forrest, run, stop, Forrest, stop. It's red light, green light on a sandwich board. And amazingly enough, people are following it and paying attention to it. So we're actually recommending that maybe we make that available to everybody. Have to pay them a royalty. Paperless wherever possible. So we're not handing contracts back and forth, and respecting your coworkers and your clients. So the people who sit at our front desk deal with couriers, they deal with agents, they deal with people. If you're in POCO, you're dealing with 20 people walking into our office thinking it's the COVID testing station a day. Not joking. You don't have to be smart to get COVID. So yeah, they're dealing with a lot of stuff. And we want to make sure we get rid of the petulant child as quickly as, sorry, not that petulant child. Yeah, no, that petulant child, that one. We want to get rid of that as soon as possible so that we can get back to business and life as normal. And that's why we're making these steps. We're taking these steps. Make sense? Cool. I can't hear you, so I'm just going to assume you all love the idea of plexiglass shields, because Lord knows I adopted it and embraced that idea early, didn't I, Naomi? Yes, I did. But they're cool. They're nice. My face print is all over them already. It's good. All right, and now Jane and Michael. I wanted to put Jane's soundtrack in here. Jane, picture the bare naked lady singing your song. It's all good, and I will stop sharing so you can see everybody. All right, bam, educate the world. You have to unmute. There you go.
I'm unmuted. Go first, or Michael, do you want to go first?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, hi.
You didn't choreograph this in advance?
I only found out at 10 o'clock this morning, Ron. So, not to be put on the spot, but that's okay because I deal with this. So I'm good with this.
You're fantastic.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jane Ambrose, Keller Williams Elite Realty. Been here for 7 years. It's the most awesome place in the world to be. And I also serve on the Vancouver Board's Professional Conduct Committee. There is a similar committee on the Fraser Valley Board. I think it has a different name, Michael.
What was the name of the one in Vancouver?
Professional Conduct Committee. I think yours is the Business Practices Committee or something like that.
Professional Standards Committee.
Something like that. But anyway, our jobs are to, and we're volunteers, is to help maintain the professionalism in our industry. And in order to do so, when somebody complains about another realtor or the public complains about a realtor to the board, we have to look at what the rules of cooperation and our code of ethics say about their behavior. We do an investigation and we come into a conclusion, and there's fines, which can go up to $30,000 in Vancouver, or there's discipline in terms of losing your membership in the board, or simply just having to take courses. So I really want to keep you guys from having to appear before any of us. So I came across something recently that I thought should come to your attention, that should be part of your listing package. And that is the direction regarding presentation of offers. Now, most of you should know that we have something called contingent listings. Contingent listings are listings where there's no commission paid if it's sold to a certain party. There's contingencies where you're going to hold off showings until a certain time, or you're going to hold off offers to a certain time, and lots of other things. There's a great course taught by Sandra Wyant at the board on contingent listings. I highly recommend taking it. But in the meantime, What you need to do is make sure that you are always having a conversation with your sellers about when you're going to look at offers. And if you and your seller decide you're going to wait, which we are seeing lots more multiple offers these days, so people are holding off on offers. You absolutely, no questions asked, have to have a direction regarding presentation of offers. It's in web forms. You have to have that signed by your sellers. It has to be turned into the office. I believe Michaela is getting that set up into Command so that it's there to remind you. You have to have it there. So you have to have that. It's also really prudent to have it in your Schedule A. Any instructions from your clients need to be in your Schedule A. Anything you do has to be in writing. Realtors are getting caught not having it in writing. So when you sit down with your client, you sit down and you talk about the pros and cons of holding off on offers. You also need to talk about what happens if we get a bully offer. And that's when someone comes along and says, I'm not going to wait till Saturday when you're going to look at offers. I want you to look at my offer now. Oh, and by the way, I'm giving you 15 minutes to respond. So you need to be prepared for that scenario. When that happens, not only do you have to be able to show the other realtors who expressed interest in your property that you have a direction from your client and that you now have written instruction from your client that you're changing that direction, that you're now going to look at this bully offer. So now you have to let all those other realtors know right away that you're no longer going by that direction to wait till Saturday. You're going to look at them now and give everybody the opportunity, if they can figure out a way to make it happen, if you only have a half an hour to deal with that offer, but they still have the right to know. And you have to have your seller's instructions in writing, and you also have to change it in your realtor remarks saying that we are now looking at offers today. And it's all about respecting your fellow realtors, following the rules of cooperation, and also working in the best interest of your seller. So your seller may say, well, I want to look at that offer. And you say, okay, you can look at that offer. I have to take 5 minutes here, go into touch base, do a quick notice on a property, send it out to all the realtors that were interested in the property. And then you've fulfilled your obligation by letting everyone know that you've changed the time for presentation of offers, because that is extremely annoying to the buyers' realtors and to the buyers when they didn't get an opportunity to buy the perfect house, or at least bid on the perfect house for them. So make sure you have written instructions, no matter what it is your seller wants you to do. Make sure it's in writing on your Schedule A. If anything changes, get a text or an email from your client saying, nope, we want to change this, and make sure that you have that direction of presentation of offers available. Either post it in associated documents, which is the easiest thing to do, or have a copy of it that you can send to anybody that asks for it. And it has to be turned into the brokerage, because if the brokerage gets asked for it, if someone calls up Michael and says, hey, my buyers are ticked, this realtor went and looked at an offer before the time they said they were going to look at an offer, and I want to see a copy of the direction of presentation offers, and Michael goes, okay, we don't have one in the file, then he's got a problem too. So we need you to turn these into the office. I believe Michaela's working on getting that set up in Command. I think I rattled on really quickly, and it's hard to talk without an actual audience that's responding back to you. It's kind of weird. So do you have anything to add to that, Michael? Did I miss anything? Respect your clients and your fellow realtors, just like Ron said earlier. And yeah, the fines, like I said, can go up to $30,000. 10 is not unusual these days. A lot of people are getting $10,000 fines, and the brokerage is getting another $4,000 or $5,000 fine, which I'm not sure who gets to pay that.
I'm pretty sure we bill that back to you.
Yeah, I think maybe you get that. So on top of your fine, you get the brokerage fine. So does anyone have any questions? I see there's something in the chat. Okay, Naomi says it is there under the residential checklist. Thank you, Naomi. Oh yes, Trish says, do you need it in writing if the property has been on the market for a while and all of a sudden everyone wants to write and the seller wants to look at them all the next day? You bet you do. In writing from your client, and do a direction and get it in your realtor remarks ASAP, and let every realtor that expressed interest in the property, and that's the beauty of TouchBase. We do all of our showing requests through TouchBase, so we can just do a notice on the property that goes out to everybody. So yes, always, when in doubt, disclose, and everything disclosed in writing. So if it gets busy and they say, well, no, we don't want to see the offers until after the open house tomorrow, then you better have that in writing. Or if they're gone, I don't know, to a wedding and they aren't going to be able to look at offers on Saturday, and somebody says, I've got an offer to present, then make sure that you got it in writing that they can't look at anything until Sunday. Cover your, you know what.
Hey,
cover your checkbook, Ken says.
One of the rules of cooperation is that we all have a right to present our offers in person. So the direction also takes care of that, where we can specify that the seller only wants to meet with, say, myself and no one else. So that was the original direction of presentation of offers, and now it's expanded to cover the hold off of offers until such a date and all those kind of good things that are important. I like the part that you mentioned about putting it in your schedule, which is very, very important. I had an issue this week. People are always asking, and this is off the topic that you talked about, but the $500 upon first physical introduction, is that allowable? Is it valid? Is it enforceable? And yes, it is enforceable. So again, instead of putting, say, having it looked as if we were putting our own interests first, if we're only putting in the realtor remarks, we should have that in the Schedule A, and the seller should be saying, okay, we're fine with that. You know, we think that the other salesperson should do their job, and if they won't, then they're not going to get paid the normal commission. And it's important on us dealing with our clients that we educate our clients to say, hey, that, you know, if you see a house you like, if you see an open house, call me and we'll set up an appointment to go in. Educate them that you're working for them, you're representing them, and it's very important that, you know, you sort of piggyback, or not piggyback, you're the person to actually represent them and have their best interest first. So, you know, don't get caught in one of those scenarios where now you're faced with potentially getting paid $500 for your hard work, and we don't want to go there.
In comment on Michael's point about the buyer's representative not being present, keep in mind, have that conversation, all of these things, have that conversation with your seller, because your buyer's agent is there to help you sell the property. He's not your adversary. He's there to help sell your sellers on his buyers. So don't be quick to say, nope, email only. In this day and age, we have to do email only. I totally agree with that. But maybe we can do them by Zoom. And then you've got somebody who's in your court helping, mind you, in multi-offers, it doesn't really matter. But in a normal market, they're there to help everybody come to prices acceptable to everybody. So that's my thoughts on that. Rod has a question here. What can we do if there was a property that stated they were looking at offers on a certain date, then you find out they accepted a bully offer and have not notified the other interested realtors? Well, your first call is to Michael, and Michael will call the other broker, the other managing broker, and have a conversation with them. And then if it's warranted, which if that's the exact scenario, it's probably warranted, then calls will be made to the respective board and a conversation will be had with either Kim Spencer or the gentleman at Fraser Valley Board, and then it will go from there. So yes, we need to nip this kind of behavior in the bud, and that's the only way it's going to happen. So for your first call, if you experience that, is to call Michael.
Person in the Fraser Valley Board is Paul Haig. Right, so you got Kim Spencer in Vancouver and Paul in the Fraser Valley Board that look after professional standards. So those are the people that I would talk to in that relation. You are right too. I mean, if by chance we had one recently where one of our agents happened to call the listing agent on a listing, and subsequently he said, well, I'm showing it at 2:00 tomorrow. Do you want to just take it back along? And they did. Now, obviously, our agent has to have the conversation with the other agent that those are my clients. That's one of my best friends. And, you know, if we're going to proceed forward with an offer, I mean, are you willing to still offer the 3.2, 1.15 commission to me? Right? So, I mean, you don't have to get stuck with that number in a box. You can have that discussion with the other agent and say, yeah, they screwed up. They went on their own. They weren't supposed to, but they are my clients. I mean, if you're really courageous, and I know some people still fear it, I mean, you've got a copy of your exclusive buyer's agency contract. You can show them that they're actually your clients, which will definitely help. And chances are, if you've got, knowing that the other realtor wants to get it sold and the seller wants to get their property sold, chances are they're going to work with you on something. I think that first physical introduction rule came where, you know, one realtor was doing all the work, and then at the last minute, this offer parachutes in from another agent. They've not even seen the property or anything. And everyone goes, who the heck are these people? So I think that's where it started. So I think if people's intentions are good, I mean, chances are, you know, they're going to work with you, and you will get paid what you're worth. I'm going to go off topic again. Everyone knows as of the 1st of October, you have to have your ethics course to renew your license. Right? As of October 1, that's one of the mandatory ones. And remember, we have mandatory requirements for renewing our license with council, and then we have courses which are, in order to keep your board membership, you need to complete X number of credits with them. So just remember October 1st if you're coming up. And the other reminder with the October 1st one, I think they're saying that it takes about 3 weeks to kind of set up that ethics course. So you want to make sure you're giving yourself enough time before your license expires. So you're not trying to do things last minute, or like a few agents that we've come across have done, where they end up on license for a couple of weeks because they haven't had everything all in a row, right? And you don't want to be one of those where, you know, all your listings now end up becoming product of the brokerage and your name comes off everything, your signs come down. You don't want to be one of those. Another topic that came up recently in one of our deals, if you're going to advertise where is as is in your listing, make sure that the buyer's agent's got it in their offer. It sounds pretty simple, but I mean, if your intentions were, or your seller's intentions were, to have where is as is, and basically that means that the buyer has to make all their own inquiries, investigations, and the seller's not going to make any warranties or representations. Make sure that he puts it in the offer, and if he doesn't, you put it in. Question this morning. I mean, things you keep coming across. I'm sure most people realize, but it was a question about a new listing. Oil tank in the ground. Sellers that live there forever, they've got an oil tank. Most people are aware that under the Environmental Management Act, the remediation of that tank is on the seller and potentially previous owners as well. But generally, that tends to fall on the sellers. It's their job to remediate and get that looked after. It doesn't become a responsibility of the buyer. And this is government legislation. And they've been dealing with this. I think it first started about 94, 95 with the Waste Management Amendment Act. If we all remember the Expo 86 site, remember how much money the government had to spend to remediate the soil that ran around Cole Harbor? So that's something to keep in line as well. Fraser Valley Board's doing feedback into the issue of self-regulation. They've got a survey out. I'm not sure if the Vancouver board has one as well, but input they're looking for by tomorrow. The tomorrow on that survey of self-regulation ends tomorrow. Anyway, that's all I've got. Any other questions?
The only other question that was on the chat was that Jennifer was asking if the ethics course is through Sauder, and yes, I believe it is.
Yes, it is. I didn't see the quote. Yeah, it's through the all the council run courses now are all available through Sauder School of Business. Oh, I think one more thing. I think when I was in the office yesterday with Carla, in regards to naming our opportunities in command, they would really like it if you would go last name first, then first name, then write listing or a purchase, depending what it is, and then the address. Because I think Carla was showing me yesterday that opportunity names were kind of all over the place. And they'd really like to create some uniformity in that regard, and it makes it much easier for them when they're doing searching for things. So if we could work on that last name, first name, then the listing or purchase, and then the address, it would sure help the girls in the office. Back to Ron.
Naomi and Alan keep muting me because apparently my phone has a heartbeat, unlike me. So anyway,
yeah, it makes weird noises in the background.
It could be the
that's what it's making.
It's a natural environment,
you
know. Or my phone has a heartbeat. That'd be weird. Cool. I'm nervous. I don't like being in front of people. Oh wait, I'm not in front of people. I'm on a phone. Cool. All right. That's it, folks. No more questions. Thank you for all your input. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Michael. And we'll see you back here next week.
Awesome.
Okay. Y'all have a good time. Make good decisions. Watch out for moths. They're everywhere.